Good evening, not to the Highland Arts Theatre, but a close approximation here in beautiful Open Hearth Park. My name is Wesley Colford, I'm the Artistic and Executive Director, and it is such a joy to be here for our very first Shakespeare in the Park. Hopefully not our last, although we'll see how the tropical storms fare us out. I just said this, but in case anyone is just joining us, as I'm talking, if you find you can hear me and everything's great, terrific, you're probably in a good place. If you're finding you're straining or you're not totally sure, I'm speaking contemporary English, and in a moment everybody is going to be speaking Elizabethan English. So if you have any worries about hearing, I encourage you to come fill in. There's a nice spot on the shoulder of the hill down here. Beautiful, huge area. Anywhere down here, even on the side, you'll see everything. And if you can hear better, that might be a better spot for you. There's also at least one bench that still seems to be unoccupied. So feel free to make yourself comfortable, but if you can't hear, feel free to creep forward if you need to as the show, even as it started. As we begin, I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered together in the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people here in Unama'ki, and that is even more apparent and appreciative here under this beautiful sky, this beautiful land, so close to this beautiful water. So we're so grateful to be here and to relish this land that we all get to share together. I would also like to thank all of our Radical Access donors for making this production possible, as well as all of our main stage productions. If you haven't heard, all main stage productions at the Hat Theatre are free of charge for the time being, thanks to donations from people across North America. So if you enjoy the show, feel free to come back at the Hat. We have 2 more main stage productions this summer. You can read about all of it on our website or Facebook, and we'd love to have you there free of charge. As well, to make this happen, I have to thank all of our sponsors, especially our top sponsors, being the Medicine Shop, Flavor Creative Catering, 902 Sign Groups, and Manly Law. We are so grateful for their support, as well as our partners for this specific production, the CBRM CONNECTARTS program. We are very, very grateful for their support as well. You can read about all of the tremendous people who put this show together on our website. We have a digital program, which you can find just on the main page. We'll also email it to everyone who booked your tickets. Definitely check it out. We've got a tremendous crew. We didn't want to have a whole lot of paper to litter this beautiful park, but go online, check out. There's so many people who made this happen, and we're so grateful to all of them. I think that's about all I have to say. If you need the washroom at any point, they're a bit of a hike, so you'll miss a little bit of the show, but that's all right. Again, come and go as you need to. If it gets too cold for you, I hope you brought layers. The show's about 90 minutes long with no intermission, so if you do have to get up and stretch, again, feel free. If you have snacks, that's great, and I normally say to unwrap any crinkly candies. At this location, it doesn't really matter because we can't hear them anyway, so knock yourself out. I think that's everything. I guess I'll just say we are filming tonight's performance, which may be broadcast at a later date, so if you feel inclined to do some extra clapping and cheering and laughing, never hurts. Yeah, sure. Lovely. And without further ado, I will leave you in the capable hands of the cast and crew under the direction of Mark Delaney of William Shakespeare's Comedy of Errors. Thank you so much.
To procure my fall, and by the doom of death and woes and all.
Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I am not partial to infringe our laws.
No.
It hath in solemn synods been decreed, both by the Syracusans and ourselves, to admit no traffic to our adverse towns.
No traffic.
Nay, more, if any born at EPHESUS be seen at any Syracusan marts and fairs, Again, if any Syracusan-born come to the Bay of Ephesus, he dies.
He dies!
Unless 1,000 marks be levied to quit the penalty and to ransom him.
Got that much, old man?
Thy substance, valued at the highest rate, cannot amount unto 100 marks. Therefore, by law, thou art condemned to die.
To die!
Yet this my comfort, when your words are done, my woes end likewise with the evening sun.
Well, Syracusan, say in brief the cause why thou departedst from thy native home. For what cause you came here to Ephesus?
A heavier task could not have been imposed than I to speak my griefs unspeakable. Yet that the world may witness that my end was wrought by nature, not by vile offence, I'll utter what my sorrows give me leave. In Syracuse was I born, unwedded to a woman happy but for me. By profitable visit I often made to Ephesus, from kind embrace of my spouse, from whom my absence was not 6 months old, had made provision for her following me, and soon and safe arrived where I was. There had she not been long, but she became a joyful mother of 2 goodly sons, and which was strange, the one so like the other, as could not be distinguished but by name. That very hour, and in that self-same inn, a meaner woman was delivered of such a burden, male twins. For their parents were exceeding poor, I bought and brought up to attend my sons. My wife, not meanly proud of 2 such boys, made daily motions for a home return. Unwilling, I agreed. Alas, too soon we came aboard. A league from Epidamnus had we sailed, did but convey unto our fearful minds the sailors sought for safety by a boat, and left the ship then sinking right to earth.
Abandoned ship!
My wife, more careful of the latter born, had tied him to a small spare mast, such as seafaring men provide for storms, whilst I had been like heedful of the other. The children thus disposed, my wife and I, fixing our eyes on whom our care was fixed, fastened ourselves at either end the mast, and floating straight, obedient to the stream, was carried towards Corinth, as we thought. And by the benefit of his wished light, the seas waxed calm, and we discovered 2 ships from far, making amain to us. But ere they came, oh, let me ask no more, speak no more. Gather the sequel by that went before.
Nay, forward, old man. For we may pity, though not pardon thee.
Oh, had the gods done so, I had not now worthily termed them merciless to us. For ere the ships could meet by twice 5 leagues, we were encountered by a mighty rock, which being violently borne upon, a helpful ship was splitted in the midst. So that in this unjust divorce of us, fortune had left to both of us what to delight in, what to sorrow for. Her part, poor soul, seeming as burdened with lesser weight, but not with lesser woe, was carried with more speed before the wind. And in our sight, they 3 were taken up by fishermen of Ephesus, as we thought. At length another ship had seized on us, and knowing whom it was their hap to save, gave healthful welcome to their shipwrecked guests, and would have reft the fishes of their prey, had not their bark been very slow of sail. And therefore homeward did they bend their course.
No!
Thus have you heard me severed from my bliss, that by misfortunes was my life prolonged, to tell sad stories of my own mishaps.
And for the sake of them thou sorrowest for, do me the favor to dilate at full what hath befallen of them and thee till now.
My youngest boy, and yet my eldest care, at 18 years became inquisitive after his brother, and importuned me that his attendant, so his case was like, reft of his brother, but retained his name, might bear him company in the quest of him, whom whilst I laboured of a love to see, I hazarded the loss of whom I loved. 5 summers have I spent in furthest Greece, roaming clean through the bounds of Asia, and coasting homeward, came to Ephesus, hopeless to find, yet loath to leave unsought, or that or any part that harbours men. But here must end the story of my life. And happy were I in my timely death, could all my travels warrant me they live.
Hapless, Aegean, were it not against our laws, against my crown, my oath, my dignity, which princes would they may not disannul, my soul would sue as advocate for thee. Yet I will favor thee in what I can. Therefore, merchant, I'll limit thee this day to seek thy life by beneficial help. Try all the friends thou hast in Ephesus, beg thou or borrow to make up the sum and live. If not, then thou art doomed to die. Jailer, take him to thy custody.
I will, my lord. Hopeless and helpless doth Aegean wend, but to procrastinate his lifeless end.
Therefore give out you are of Ephesus, lest that your goods too soon be confiscate. This very day a Syracusan merchant is apprehended for arrival here, and not being able to buy out his life according to the statute of the town, dies ere the weary sun set in the west. There's your money I had to keep.
Go bear it to the centaur where we host, and stay there, Dromeo, till I come to thee. Within this hour it will be dinner time. Till that I'll view the manners of the town, peruse the traders, gaze upon the buildings, and then return and sleep within mine inn, for with long travel I am stiff and weary. Get thee away.
Many a man would take you at your word. And go indeed, having so good a mien.
I trust thee, villain sir, that very oft when I am dull with care and melancholy, lightens my humor with his merry jests. What? Will you walk with me about the town and then go to my inn and dine with me?
I am invited, sir, to certain merchants, of whom I hope to make much benefit. I crave your pardon. Please you, I'll meet with you upon the mart, and consort you till bedtime. My present business calls me from you now.
Farewell till then. I will go lose myself and wander up and down to view the city.
Sir, I commend you to your own content.
He that commends me to mine own content commends me to the thing I cannot get. I to the world am like a drop of water that in the ocean seeks another drop, who falling there to find his fellow forth, unseen, inquisitive, confounds himself. So I, to find a mother and a brother, in quest of them, unhappy, lose myself. Here comes the almanac of my true date. What now? How chanced thou not return so soon?
Return so soon? Rather approach too late. The capon burns. The pig falls from the spit. The clock hath struck 12 upon the bell. My mistress made it one upon my cheek. She is so hot because the meat is cold, and the meat is cold because you come not home.
Stop in your wind, sir. Tell me this, I pray. Where have you left the money that I gave you?
Sixpence that I had of Wednesday last to pay the saddler for my mistress's crupper? The saddler had it, sir. I kept it not.
I am not in a sportive humor now. Tell me, and dally not, where is the money?
I pray you, ere as you sit at dinner, I from my mistress come to you in post. And if I return, I shall be made post indeed, for she will score your fault upon my pate.
Come, Dromeo, come. These jests are out of season. Reserve them till a merrier hour than this. Where is the gold I gave in charge to thee?
To me, sir. What, you gave no gold to me.
Come on, sir knave, have done your foolishness, and tell me how thou hast disposed thy charge.
My charge was but to fetch you from the mart home to your house, the Phoenix, sir, to dinner. My mistress and her sister stay for you.
In what safe place you have bestowed my money, or I will break that merry sconce of yours that stands on tricks when I am undisposed. Where is the 1,000 marks thou hadst of me?
I have some marks of yours upon my pate, some of my mistress's marks upon my shoulders, but not 1,000 marks between you both. And if I should pay your worship those again, perchance you will not bear them patiently.
Thy mistress's marks? What mistress, slave, hast thou?
Your worship's wife, my mistress at the Phoenix, who prays that you will hie you home to dinner.
What? Wilt thou flout me thus unto my face, being forbid? Ho! Take you that, sir knave!
Oh, what mean you, sir? For God's sake, hold your hands! Nay, and you will not! I'll take my heels!
Upon my life! By some device or other, the villain is o'erwrought of all my money! They say this town is full of cozenage, as nimble jugglers that deceive the eye, dark-working sorcerers that change the mind, soul-killing witches that deform the body, disguised cheaters, prating mountebanks, and many such like libertines of sin. If it prove so, I will be gone the sooner. I'll to the centaur to go seek this slave. I greatly fear my money is not safe.
Neither my husband nor the slave returned, that in such haste I sent to seek his master. Sure, Luciana, it is 2 o'clock.
Good sister, let us dine and never fret. A man is master of his liberty.
Why should their liberty than ours be more?
Because their business still lies out a door.
Look, when I serve him so, he takes it ill.
Oh, no, he is the bridle of your will.
There's none but asses will be bridled so.
Why headstrong liberty is lashed with woe? There's nothing situate under heaven's eye, but hath his bound in earth, in sea, in sky. The beasts, the fishes, and the winged fowls are their male subjects, and at their controls. Men, more divine, the masters of all these, lords of the wide world and wild watery seas, more imbued with intellectual sense in souls of more preeminence than fish and fowls, are masters to their females. And their lords, then let your will attend on their accords.
This servitude makes you to keep unwed.
Not this, but troubles of the marriage bed.
But were you wedded, you would bear some sway.
Ere I learn love, I'll practice to obey.
How if your husband starts some otherwhere?
Till he come home again, I would forbear.
Patience unmoved, no marvel though she pause. They can be meek that have no other cause. A wretched soul, bruised with adversity, we bid be quiet when we hear it cry. But were we burdened with like weight of pain, as much or more we would ourselves complain. So thou, that hast no unkind mate to grieve thee, by urging helpless patience wouldst relieve me. But if thou live to see like right bereft, this fool-begged patience in thee will be left.
Well, I will marry one day, but to try, here comes your man. Now is your husband nigh?
Say, is thy tardy master now at hand?
Nay, he's at 2 hands with me, and that my 2 ears can witness.
Say, didst thou speak with him? Knowest thou his mind?
Aye, aye. He told his mind upon mine ear. Beshrew his hand, I scarce could understand it. spake he so doubtfully thou couldst not feel his meaning?
Nay.
He struck so plainly I could too well feel his blows, and withal so doubtfully that I could scarce understand them.
But say, I prithee, is he coming home? It seems he hath great care to please his wife.
Why, mistress, sure my master is horned.
Horned! Thou villain!
I mean not cuckold mad, but sure, he is stark mad. When I desired him to come home to dinner, he'd asked me for 1,000 marks in gold. 'Tis dinner time, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Where's the 1,000 marks I gave thee, villain? The pig, quoth I, is burned. My gold, quoth he. My mistress, sir, quoth I. Hang up thy mistress! I know not thy mistress! Out on thy mistress!
Quoth who?
Quoth my master. I know, quoth he, no house, no wife, no mistress.
Go back again, thou slave, and fetch thy master home.
Go back again and be new beaten home? For God's sake, send some other messenger.
Back, slave, or I will break thy pate across.
And he will bless that cross with another beating. Between you I shall have a holy head.
Hence, great peasant, fetch thy master home.
Am I so round with you as you with me that like a football you do spurn me thus?
Oh, yes.
You will spurn me hence, and he will spurn me hither. If I last in the service, you must cage me in leather.
Fie! How impatience lowereth in your face. His company must do his minions graced, whilst I at home starve for a merry look. Hath homely age the alluring beauty took from my poor cheek? Then he hath wasted it. Are my discourses dull, barren my wit? If voluble and sharp discourse be marred, unkindness blunts it more than marble hard. To there gave estimates his affections bait. That's not my fault, he's master of my state. What ruins are in me that can be found by him not ruined? Then is he the ground of my defeatures. Self-harming jealousy, fie, be content. Unfeeling fools can with such wrongs dispense. I know his eye doth homage otherwhere, or else what let it but he would be here. Sister, you know he promised me a chain. With that alone he would detain, so he would keep fair quarter with his bed. I see the jewel best enamelled will lose his beauty. But the gold bides still that others touch, and often touching will wear gold. And no man that hath a name by falsehood and corruption doth it shame. Since that my beauty cannot please his eye, I'll weep what's left away, and weeping die.
How many fools serve mad
The gold I gave to DROMEO is laid up, safe at the centaur, and the heedful slave is wandered forth in care to seek me out by computation and mine host's report. I could not speak with DROMEO since at first I sent him from the mark. See, here he comes. How now, sir? Is your merry humor altered? As you love strokes, so jest with me again. You know no centaur? You receive no gold? Your mistress sent to have me home to dinner. My house was at the Phoenix. Wast thou mad that thus so madly thou didst answer me?
Oh, what answer, sir? Whence spake I such a word?
Oh, even here, even now, not half an hour since.
I did not see you, since you sent me hence. Home to the centaur, with the gold you gave me.
Shealyn, thou didst deny the gold's receipt, and toldst me of a mistress and a dinner, for which I hope thou felt I was displeased.
I'm glad to see you in this merry vein. Oh, what means this jest, master? I pray you, tell me.
Yea, dost thou jeer and flop me in the
Oh,
teeth?
well, yeah.
Thinkst thou I jest?
Hold, sir, for God's sake! Oh, now you're just as earnest. you give it me?
Because that I familiarly sometimes do use you for my food, and chat with you, your sauciness will jest upon my love and make a common of my serious hours. If you will jest with me, know my aspect, and fashion your demeanor to my looks, or I will beat this method in your sconce.
But I pray, sir, why am I beaten?
Dost thou not know?
Nothing, sir, but that I am beaten.
Shall I tell you why?
Aye, and wherefore, for they say, every why hath a wherefore.
Why first? For flouting me, and then wherefore? For urging it the second time to me.
Oh, was there ever any man thus beaten out of season? When in the why and in the wherefore is neither rhyme nor reason. Well, sir, I thank you.
Thank me, sir, for what?
Marry, sir, for this something you gave me for nothing.
Well, sir, learn to jest in good time. There's a time for all things.
You durst have denied that. Before you were so choleric.
By what rule, sir?
Marry, sir, by a rule as plain as the plain bald pate of Father Time himself.
Oh, let's hear it.
There is no time for a man to recover his hair that grows bald by nature.
May he not do it by fine and recovery?
Yes, to pay a fine for a periwig and recover the lost hair of another man.
Why is time such a miser of hair, being as it is so plentiful an excrement?
Because it is a blessing that he bestows on beasts, and what he has scanted them in hair, he hath given them in wit.
Why, but there's many a man hath more hair than wit.
Not a man of those, but he hath the wit to lose his hair.
Why, thou didst conclude hairy men plain dealers without wit.
The plainer the dealer, the sooner lost. Yet he loseth it in a kind of jollity.
For what reason?
For two. Sound ones, too.
Hey, not sound, I pray you.
Ah, certain ones then.
Name them.
The one, so that he saved the money that he spent in trimming. The other, so that at dinner they shall not drop in his porridge.
I would all this time have proved there's no time for all things.
Marry, sir. Namely, no time to recover hair lost by nature.
But your reason was not substantial. Why there is no time to recover?
Thus I mend it. Time himself is bald, and therefore, to the world's end, will have bald followers!
I knew 'twould be a bald conclusion. But soft. Who walks us yonder?
I, Antipholus, look sad and frown. Some other mistress hath thy sweet aspects. I am not Adriana, nor thy wife.
Oh.
How comes it now? My husband, oh, how comes it that thou art thus estranged to thyself? Thyself I call it, being strange to me, that undividable, incorporate, am better than thy dear self's better part. I am possessed with an adulterate lot. My blood is mingled with the crime of lust. For if we two be one and thou play false, I do digest the poison of thy flesh, being strumpeted by thy contagion. Keep, therefore, far league and truce with thy true bed. I live unstained, thou undishonored.
Plead you to me, fair dame? I know you not. In Ephesus I am but 2 hours old, as strange unto your town as to your talk, who every word by all my wit being scanned, want wit in all, one word to understand.
Fie, brother! How the world is changed with you! When were you wont to use my sister thus? She sent for you by Dromeo home to dinner!
By Dromeo?
By me! By thee, and this thou didst return from him, that he did buffet thee, and in his blows denied my house for his, me for his wife.
Did you converse, sir, with this gentlewoman? What is the course and drift of your compact?
Sir, I never saw her until this time.
How can she thus then call us by our names? Unless it be by inspiration.
How ill agrees it with your gravity, to counterfeit thus grossly with your slave, abetting him to thwart me in my mood. Be it my wrong, you are from me exempt, but wrong not, that wrong with a more contempt. Come, I will fasten on this sleeve of thine. Thou art an elm, my husband, I a vine, whose weakness, married to thy stronger state, makes me with thy strength to communicate. Thought possess thee from me is dross, usurping ivy, briar, or idle moss, who, all for want of pruning, with intrusion, infect thy sap, and live on thy confusion.
To me she speaks. She moves me for her theme. What? Was I married to her in a dream? Sleep I now and think I hear all this. What error drives our eyes and ears amiss? Until I know this sure uncertainty, I'll entertain the offered fallacy.
DROMEO, go bid the servants spread for dinner.
Oh, for my beads! I cross me for a sinner. This is a fairyland. Oh, spite of spites. We speak of owls, goblins, and sprites. If we obey them not, this will ensue. They'll suck our breath and pinch us black and blue.
Why bravest thou to thyself and answer not?
Dromeo, thou drone, thou snail, thou slug, thou suck! No, I am transformed, master, am I not?
Thou art in mind, and so am I.
Both in mind and in my shape.
Thou hast thine own form.
No, I'm an ape.
If thou art changed to aught, 'tis to an ass!
Ow! 'Tis true. She rides me and I long for grass. 'Tis so, I am an ass. Else it could never be, but I should know her as well as she knows me.
Come, no longer will I be the fool to put the finger in the eye and weep, whilst man and master laugh my woes to scorn. Come, sir, to dinner. DROMEO, keep the gate. Husband, I'll dine above with thee today and shrive you of 1,000 idle pranks. Come, sister. DROMEO, play the porter well.
Am I in earth? In heaven or in hell? Sleeping or waking? Mad or well advised? Known unto these and to myself disguised? I'll say as they say and persever so. In this mist that all adventures go.
Come, Antipholus, we dine too late.
Good Signor Angelo, you must excuse us all. My wife is shrewish when I keep not ours. Say that I lingered with you at your shop to see the making of her carcanet, and that tomorrow you will bring it home. But here's a villain that would face me down. I met him at the mart, and that I beat him, and charged him with 1,000 marks in gold.
Say what you will, sir, but I know what I know. That you beat me at the mart. I have your hand to show. If the skin were parchment and the blows you gave were ink, your own handwriting would tell you what I think.
I think thou art an ass.
Marry, so it doth appear. By the wrongs I suffer and the blows I bear, I should kick, being kicked. And being at that pass, you would keep from my heels and beware of an ass.
You're sad, Signor Balthazar. Pray God our cheer will answer my goodwill and your good welcome here.
Well, small cheer and great welcome make a merry feast.
Aye, to a miserly host and a more sparing guest, But though my cates be mean, take them in good part. Better cheer may you have, but not with better heart. But soft! My door is locked. Go bid them let us in.
Maud! Bridget! Marion!
Mom! Maltars! Capin!
Cecil!
Coxcomb!
Jillian!
Jen! Idiot! Idiot! Oh, either get thee from the door or sit down at the hat!
What? Patch has made our porter! My master stays in the street!
Oh, let him walk whence he came, lest he catch cold on his feet.
What art thou that keepest me out from the house I owe?
The porter for this time, sir, and my name is DROMEO.
No! Villain! Thou hast stolen both mine office and my name! What a coil is there, Dromeo? Who are those at the gate? Let my master in, Lucy! Faith, no, he comes too late, and so tell your master. Lord, I must laugh. Have at you with a proverb. Shall I set in my staff? Have at you with another. When can you tell?
If thy name be called Luce, thou hast answered him well.
Do you hear, you minion? You'll let us in, I hope.
I thought to have asked you.
And you said no!
So come help. Well struck, that was blow for blow.
Now baggage, let me in.
Can you tell for whose sake? Master, knock the door hard. I'll let him knock till it ain't.
You'll cry for this minion if I beat the door down.
Oh, what needs all that? And a pair of stocks in the town?
Who's that at the door that keeps all this noise?
By my troth, your town is troubled with unruly boys.
Are you there, wife? You might have come before.
Your wife's her name. Get in the door.
If you hadn't paid, master, this name would go sore.
There was never cheer, sir, nor welcome. You don't have either.
In debating which was best, we shall part with neither.
They stand at the door, master. Bid them welcome hither.
There's something in the wind that we cannot get in. Go fetch me something. I'll break out the gate.
Oh, break any breaking here and I'll break your knave's pate!
A man may break word with you, sir, and words are but wind. Aye, and break it in your face so we break it down behind.
It seems that wants breaking. Out upon thee, hind!
Here's too much out upon thee. I pray thee, let me in.
Aye, when fowls have no feathers
And fish have no fear.
Patience, sir. Who let it not be so? Herein you war against your reputation, and bring within the compass of suspect the unviolated honor of your wife. Minimum once this. Your long experience of her wisdom, her sober virtue, years, and modesty plead on her part some cause to you unknown. And doubt not, sir, but she will well excuse why at this time the door is made against you. Be ruled by me. Depart in patience and let us to the Tiger all to dinner. And about evening come yourself alone to know the reason of this strange restraint.
You have prevailed. I will depart in patience, and in despite spite of mirth, mean to be merry. I know a wench of excellent discourse, pretty and witty, wild and yet too gentle. There will we dine. Go get you home and fetch the chain. By this I know 'tis made. Bring it, I pray you, to the Porcupine, for that's the house. That chain I will bestow, be it for nothing but to spite my wife, upon mine hostess there. Good sir, make haste.
I will meet you at that place tomorrow hence.
Do so. This jest shall cost me some expense.
Antipholus. Even in the spring of love thy love springs rot, shall love inbuild and grow so ruinous. If you did wed my sister for her wealth, then for her wealth's sake use her with more kindness. Or, if you like elsewhere, do it by stealth. Muffle your false love with some show of blindness. Let not my sister read it in your eye. What simple thief brags of his own attaint? Alas, poor women, make us but believe, being compact of credit, that you love us, though others have the arm. Show us the sleeve, we in your motions turn, and you may move us. Then, gentle brother, get you in again. Comfort my sister, cheer her, call her wife. 'Tis holy sport to be a little vain, when the sweet breath of flattery conquers strife.
Sweet mistress, what your names else I know not, nor by what wonder you do hit of mine. Less in your knowledge and your grace you show not than our earth's wonder, more than earth divine. Teach me, dear creature, how to think and speak. Lay open to my earthy gross conceit, smothered in errors, feeble, shallow, weak, the folded meaning of your words' deceit. Against my soul's pure truth, why labor you to make it wander in an unknown field? Are you a god? Would you create me new? Transform me then, and to your power I'll yield. But if that I am I, then well I know your weeping sister is no wife of mine, nor to her bed no homage do I owe. Far more to you do I decline. Oh, train me not, sweet mermaid, with thy note, to drown me in thy sister's flood of tears. Sing, siren, for thyself, and I will dote. Spread o'er the silver waves thy golden hairs, and as a bed I'll take them, and there lie, and in that glorious supposition think, he gains by death that hath such means to die. Let love, being light, be drowned if she sink.
What? Are you mad that you do reason so?
Not mad, but mated. How, I do not know.
It is a fault that springeth from your eye.
For gazing on your beams, fair sun, being by.
Gaze where you should, and that will clear your sight.
As good to wink, sweet love, as look on night.
Why call you me love? Call my sister so.
Thy sister's sister.
That's my sister.
No, it is thyself. Mine own self's better part. Mine eye's clear eye, my dear heart's dearer heart. My food, my fortune, and my sweet hope's aim. My soul earth's heaven, and my heaven's claim.
All this my sister is, or else should be.
Call thyself sister sweet, for I am thee. Thee will I love, and with thee lead my life. Thou hast no husband yet, nor I no wife. Give me thy hand.
Oh, soft sir, hold you still. I'll fetch my sister to get her goodwill.
How now, Dromeo? Where art thou so fast?
Do you know me, sir? Am I Dromeo? Am I your man? Am I myself?
Thou art Dromeo, thou art my man. Thou art thyself.
I'm an ass. I am a woman's man, and besides myself.
Oh, what woman's man? And how besides thyself?
Marry, sir, besides myself, I am due to a woman. One that claims me, one that hunts me, one that will have me.
What is she?
A very reverend body. I such a one that a man may not speak of without he say, Sir Reverence. And I have but lean luck in the match, and yet she is a wondrous fat marriage.
How dost thou mean a fat marriage?
Marry, sir, she is the kitchen wench in all grease. And I know not what to make of her, but make a lamp and run from her by her own light. And I warrant, her rags and the tallow in them could burn a pole in winter. If she lives till doomsday, she'll burn a week longer than the whole world.
What complexion is she of?
Swart like my shoe, but her faith hath nothing so clean kept, for why she sweats. A man could go over shoes in the grime of it.
Ah, that's a fault that water will mend.
No, sir, 'tis in grain. Noah's flood could not do it.
What's her name?
Nell, sir. But her name and 3/4, that's an L and 3/4, could not measure her from hip to hip.
And she bears some breadth.
No longer head to foot than hip to hip. She is spherical, like a globe, and no.
Could you find out countries in her? Tell me this, sir. Where stands Italy?
Oh. Sir, I did not look so low. To conclude, this drudge or diviner laid claim to me, called me Dromeo, swore I was assured to her, knew what privy marks I had about me, such as the mark on my shoulder, the mole on my neck, the great wart on my left arm. Then I amazed, ran from her as a witch, and I think, if my breast had not been made of faith and my heart of steel, she would—
Go hie thee presently, post to the road. If everyone knows us, and we know none, 'tis time, I think, to trudge, pack, and be gone.
As from a bear, a man would run from his life. So I fly from her that would be my wife.
There's none but witches do inhabit here, and therefore 'tis high time that I were hence. She that doth call me husband, even my soul doth for a wife abhor. But her fair sister, possessed with such a gentle, sovereign grace, of such enchanting presence and discourse, hath almost made me traitor to myself.
Master Antipholus!
Aye, that's my name.
I know it well, sir. Lo, here's the chain. I thought to obtain you at the Porcupine. Go home and please your wife with it withal. And soon at supper time I'll visit you and then receive my money for the chain.
I pray you, sir, receive your money now, for fear you ne'er see chain nor money more.
You are a merry man, sir. Fare you well.
What I should think of this, I cannot tell. But this, I think. There's no man is so vain that would refuse so fair an offered chain. I see a man here needs not live by shifts when in the streets he meets such golden gifts. I'll to the mart, and there for Dromeo stay. If any ship put out, then straight away.
Pentecost this summer's due, and since I've not much importuned you, know what I know is that I am bound to the New World, and want your dies for my voyage. Therefore make present satisfaction, or I touch you by these officers.
Even just the sum that I do owe to you is growing to me by Antipholus.
Oh.
And in the instant that I met with you, he had of me a chain. At 5 o'clock, I shall receive the money for the same. Soon as you walk with me down to his house, I will discharge my bond, and thank you, too. That labor may you save. Let's see where he comes.
While I go to the goldsmith's house, go thou and buy a rope's end. That I will bestow among my wife and her confederates
For locking me out of my doors by day.
But soft, I see the goldsmith. Get you gone, buy thou a rope, and bring it home to me.
I buy 1,000 pounds a year. I buy a rope.
A man is well holp up that trusts to you.
I promised at your presence and the chain, but neither chain nor goldsmith came to me. Belike you thought our love would last too long if it were chained together, and therefore came not.
Saving your merry humor, here's the note. How much your chain weighs to the utmost carat, the fineness of the gold and charge for fashion, which doth amount to 3 odd ducats more, and I stand indebted to this your gentleman. I pray you, see him presently discharged, for he is bound to sea and stays before it.
I am not furnished with the present ducats. Why, give it to my wife and fetch your money.
Come, you know I gave it you even now. Either send the chain or send me by some token.
Fie! Now you run this humor out of breath. There is the chain. I pray you, let me see it.
My business cannot brook this dalliance. Good sir, say whether you'll answer me or no. If no, I leave him to the officer.
I answer you. What should I answer you?
The money that you owe me for the chain.
I owe you none till I receive the chain.
You know I gave it you a half hour since.
You gave me none. You wrong me much to say so.
You wrong me more, sir, in denying it. Consider how it stands upon my credit.
Consent to pay thee, that I never had. Arrest me, foolish fellow, if thou darest.
Here's thy fee. Arrest him, officer. I would not spare my brother in this case, if you should scorn me so apparently. I do arrest you, sir. You hear the suit.
I do obey thee till I give thee bail. But, sirrah, you shall buy this sport as dear as all the metal in your shop will answer.
Sir, I will have law in Ephesus. To your notorious shame, I doubt it not.
Master? There's a bark of Ephesus that stays but till her owner comes aboard. And then, sir, she bears away.
Oh, how now, a madman? Why, thou peevish sheep! What ship of Ephesus stays here for me?
A ship you sent me to hire passage.
Thou drunken slave! I sent thee for a rope, and told thou to what purpose and what end.
You sent me for a rope, send us soon. You sent me to the bay, sir, for a bar.
I will debate this matter at more leisure, and teach your ears to list me with more heed. To Adriana, villain, hie thee straight. Give her that key, and tell her in the desk that's covered o'er with Turkish tapestry, there is a purse of ducats. Let her send it. Tell her I am arrested in the street, and that shall bail me. Hie thee, slaves, be gone!
To Adriana! That's where we dined. Where, Lucy did claim me for her husband. Ah, thither I must, although against my will, for servants must their masters' minds fulfill.
Ah, Luciana, did he tempt thee so? Mightst thou perceive austerely in his eye that he did tempt in earnest? Yea or no? Looked he red, or pale, or sad, or merrily? What observation madest thou in this case of his heart's meteors tilting in his face? First, he denied you had in him no right. He meant he did me none, the more my spite. Then swore he that he was a stranger here. And true he swore, though yet forsworn he were.
Then pleaded I for you.
And what said he?
That love I begged for you, he begged of me.
With what persuasion did he tempt thy love?
Oh, with words that in an honest suit might move. First he did praise my beauty, then my speech.
Did speak him fair.
Have patience, I beseech.
I cannot. No, I will not hold me still. My tongue, though not my heart, shall have his will. He is all crooked, all sincere, ill-favored, worse-bodied, shapeless everywhere. Vicious, ungentle, foolish, blunt, his eyes were worse. Far from her nest the lapwing cries away. My heart prays for him, though my tongue do curse.
Oh, here! Go, the desk, the purse! Sweet! Oh, thou make haste! How hast thou lost thy breath? By running fast!
Where is thy master, Dromeo? Is he well?
No! He's in Tartar limbo, worse than hell! The devil in an everlasting garment hath him, one whose hard heart is buttoned up with steel. A fiend, a fury, pitiless and rough. Nay, worse, a fellow all in buff.
Why, man, what is the matter?
I do not know the matter. He's arrested on the case.
What? Is he arrested? Tell me at whose suit?
I know not at whose suit he's arrested well, but he's in a suit of buff that arrested him. That I could tell. Oh, will you send for him, Mistress Redemption? The money in your desk!
Go fetch it, sister. This I wonder at, that he, unknown to me, should be in debt. Tell me, was he arrested on a band?
Not on a band, on a stronger thing, a chain. A chain! Do you not hear it ring?
What, the chain?
No, the bell. 'Tis time that I were gone. 'Twas 2 ere I left him. Now, the clock strikes 1.
Oh, the hours come back again. That did I never hear. There's the money. Bear it straight and bring thy master home immediately. Come, sister. I am pressed down with conceit. Conceit, my comfort and my injury.
There's not a man I meet but doth salute me, as if I were their well-acquainted friend. Some tender money to me, some invite me, some other give me thanks for kindnesses, some offer me commodities to buy. Sure, these are but imaginary wilds, and Lapland sorcerers inhabit here. Oh no.
Master, here's the gold you sent me for. What? Have you got the picture of old Adam, new apparelled?
What gold is this? What Adam dost thou mean?
Not that Adam that keeps the prison, that Adam that keeps the paradise. He that goes in the calfskin, that was killed for the prodigal? He that came behind you, sir, like an evil angel, and bid you forsake your liberty.
I understand thee not!
No? Why? 'Tis a plain case. He that went, sir, like a base vial in a case of leather. The man, sir, that when gentlemen are tired gives them a song.
Oh, sir, there rest in your foolery. Is there any ship put forth tonight? May we be gone?
Sir, I brought you word an hour since that the bark expedition put forth tonight. And there were you hindered by the sergeant to tarry for the little rowboat? Here are the angels you sent me for to deliver you.
The fellow is distressed, and so am I, and here we wander in illusions. Some blessed power deliver us from hence.
Well, thou Master Antipholus. I see, Monsieur, you have found the goldsmith now. Is this the chain you promised me today?
Oh, Satan avoid, I charge thee, tempt me not.
Master, is this Mistress Satan?
It is the devil.
Nay, she is worse. She is the devil's dam, and here she comes in the habit of a light wench. And there a light wench would say, God damn me! That's as much to say, God make me a light wench. It is written, they appear to men like angels in the light. Light is an effect of fire, and fire will burn. Ergo, light wenches will burn. Sarah! Come not near her!
Your man and you are marvelous, merry Monsieur. Will you go with me? We'll mend our dinner here.
I conjure thee to leave me and be gone.
Give me the ring of mine you had at dinner, or is the chain you promised, and I will not
I'll be gone.
Some devils ask for but a paring of one snail, a rush, a drop of blood, a pin, a nut, a cherry stone, but she, more covetous, would have a chain. Master, be wise. If you give it her, the devil will shake her chain and fright us with it.
I pray you, monsieur. My diamond, or else the chain you promised. I hope you do not mean to cheat me so.
Avaunt, thou witch! Come, Dromeo, let us go!
Fly, praises the peacock! Mistress, that you know me!
Now, out of doubt, Antipholus is mad, else he would never so demean himself. A ring he hath of mine worth 40 ducats, and for the same he promised me a chain. One and other he denies me now. The reason that I gather he is mad, aside this present instance of his rage, is a mad tale he told today at dinner, of his own doors being shut against his entrance. Belike his wife, acquainted with his fits, on purpose shut the doors against his way. My way is now hie home to his house, and tell his wife that him, being lunatic, rushed into my house and took perforce my ring away. This course I fittest choose, for 40 ducats is too much to lose.
Fear me not, man, I will not break away. I'll give thee, ere I leave thee, so much money to warrant thee as I am rested for. My wife is in a wayward mood today, and will not lightly trust the messenger that I should be attached in Ephesus. I tell you, 'twill sound harshly in her ears. Ah, here is my man. I think he's brought the money. How now, sir? Have you that I sent you for?
Here's that, I warrant you, will pay them all.
But where's the money?
Why, sir, I gave the money for the rope.
500 ducats, villain, for a rope?
I'll serve you, sir, 500 at the rate.
To what end did I bid thee hie thee home?
To a rope's end, sir, and to that end I am returned.
And to that end, sir, I will welcome you.
Good sir, be patient! It's for me to be patient! I'm in adversity! Good! Now hold that time! Hey, brother! Persuade him to hold his hand!
Thou horse, unsensible!
I would I were senseless, sir, that I might not feel your blows!
Thou art sensible in nothing but blows, and so is an ass!
I am an ass indeed! You may prove it by my long ears! I have served him from the hour of my nativity to this instant, and I have nothing at his hand to show for my service but blows. When I am cold, he heats me with beatings. When I am warm, he cools me with beatings. I am waked with it when I sleep, raised with it when I sit, driven out of doors with it when I go from home, and welcomed with it when I return. Nay, I bear it on my shoulders like a beggar wants her brat, and I think when he hath lamed me, I shall beg with it from door to door.
Come, go along. My wife is coming yonder.
No. I'll say you now, is your husband not mad?
His incivility confirms no less. Good Dr. Pinch, you are a conqueror. Establish him in his true sense again, and I will please you what you will demand.
Alas, how fiery, how sharp he looks! Mark how he trembles in his ecstasy.
Give me your hand to let me feel your pulse.
There is my hand. And let it feel your ear!
Oh!
I charge thee, Satan, housed within this man, to yield possession to my holy prayers, and to thy state of darkness hie thee straight. I conjure thee by all the saints in heaven.
Peace, doting wizard, peace. I am not mad.
Oh, that thou wert not! Poor distressed soul!
You minion, you! Are these your customers? Did this companion with the saffron face revel and feasted at my house today, whilst upon me the guilty doors were shut, and I denied to enter in my house?
Oh, husband, God doth know you dined at home today. Where would you have remained until this time, free from these slanders and this open shame?
Sir, sooth to say, you did not dine herself reviled you with.
But my kitchen well hot and strong.
Certes she did. The kitchen vestal scorned you.
And there are not in the world to hearken it.
In verity you did. My bones bear witness that since have felt the vigor of his rage.
It's fit to soothe him in these contraries.
It is no shame that the fellow finds his vein and yielding to him humors well his frenzy.
Thou hast suborned the goldsmith to arrest me.
Alas, I sent you money to redeem you by DROMEO here, who came in haste for it.
Money by me? Heart and goodwill you might, sir, but surely not a rag of money.
He came to me and I delivered it.
And I am witness with her that she did. God and the rope maker bear me witness that I was sent for nothing but a rope.
Mistress! Both man and master is possessed. I can tell by their pale and deadly looks. They must be bound and laid in some dark room.
Say, wherefore didst thou lock me forth today? And why dost thou deny the bag of gold?
I did not, gentle husband, lock me forth.
And I, gentle master, received no gold. But I confess that our doors were locked.
Dissembling villain, thou sluggest false in gold!
Dissembling harlot! Thou art false in all, and art confederate with a damned pack to make a loathsome, abject scorn of me. With these nails, I'll pluck out those false eyes that would behold me in the shameful
For our company! A fiend is strong within him!
Alas! How pale and wan he
Oh, what? Wilt thou murder me? Thou jailer, I am your prisoner. Wilt thou suffer them to make a rescue?
Masters, let him go! He is my prisoner, and you shall not have him.
But take this man too, for he too is frantic.
What wilt thou do, thou peevish officer? Hast thou delight to see a wretched man do outrage and displeasure to himself?
If I let him go, the debt he owes will be required of me.
I will discharge thee ere I go from thee. Bear me forthwith unto his creditors, and seeing how the debt grows, I will pay it. Good master doctor, see him safe conveyed home to my house. Oh, most unhappy day!
Oh, most unhappy stroke!
Master, I am here entered in bond for you.
Out on thee, villain! Wherefore dost thou mad me?
Will you be bound for nothing, good sir? Be mad, cry, the devil! How poor souls, how idly do they talk!
Take them both hence. Sister, go ye with me. Say now, whose suit is he arrested at?
One Angelo, a goldsmith. Do you know him?
I know the man. What is the sum he owes?
Due for,
How comes it due?
due for a chain your husband had of him.
He did speak a chain of me, but had it not.
Oh, when your husband, all enraged today, came to my house and took my ring away, the ring I saw upon his finger now. Straight after did I meet him with a chain.
It may be so, but I did never see it. Come now, jailer. Bring me where the goldsmith is. I long to know the truth hereof at large. What? God help us! And come with naked swords!
I see these witches are afraid of swords.
She that would be your wife now ran from you.
Come to the centaur. Fetch our stuff from thence. I long that we were safe and sound aboard.
Faith, stay here for this night. They surely will do us no harm, you saw. They speak us fair, give us gold. Methinks they are such a gentle nation that... Oh, but for the monster of mad flesh that lay claim of me, I could find it in my heart to stay here still and, turn witch.
Ha! I will not stay tonight for all the town. Therefore away to get our stuff aboard.
to have hindered you, but I protest he had the chain of me. Though most dishonestly he doth deny it. The man is esteemed here in the city, a very reverend reputation. Of credit infinite, highly beloved, second to none that lives here in the city. His word might bear my wealth at any time. I must speak softly as I think yonder he walks. 'Tis so. And that self-chain about his neck, which he forswore most monstrously to have. Good sirs, draw near to me. I'll speak to him. Signor Antipholus, I wonder much that you'd put me to this shame and trouble, and not without some scandal to yourself. With circumstance, and also to deny this chain, which now you wear so openly. Beside the charge, the shame, imprisonment, this chain you had of me. Can you deny it?
I think I had. I never did deny it.
Yes, that you did, sir, and forswore it too.
Who heard me to deny it or forswear it?
These ears of mine thou knowest did hear thee. Fie on thee, wretch! 'Tis pity thou livest to walk where any honest man resort.
Thou art a villain to impeach me thus. I'll prove mine honor and thine honesty against thee presently, if thou darest stand.
I dare, and to defy thee for a villain.
And much different from the man he was, but till this afternoon his passion ne'er brake into extremity of rage.
Hath he not lost much wealth by wreck of sea, buried some dear friend? Hath not else his eye strayed his affection in unlawful love? Which of these sorrows is he subject to?
To none of these, except it be the last, namely some love that drew him oft from home.
You should for that have reprehended him.
It was the copy of our conference. In bed he slept not for my urging it, at board he fed not for my urging it. Alone it was a subject of my theme, in company I often glanced at it. Still I did tell him it was vile and bad.
Thereof comes it that the man is mad. The venom clamors of a jealous woman poison more deadly than a mad dog's tooth. It seems his sleeps were hindered by thy railings, and thereof comes it that his head is light. Thou sayest his meat was sauced by thy upbraidings. Unquiet meals make ill digestions, and thereof the raging fire of fever bred. And what's a fever but a fit of madness? Thou sayest his sports were hindered by thy brawls. Sweet recreation barred, what doth ensue is moody and dull melancholy, kinsman to grim and comfortless despairs, and at her heels a huge infectious troop of pale distemperatures and foes to life. In food, in sport, and in life-preserving rest, to be disturbed would matter man or beast. The consequences then, thy jealous fits, have scared thy husband from his use of wit.
She never reprehended him but mildly, when he demeaned himself rough, rude, and wildly. Why bear you these rebukes and answer not? She doth betray me to my own reproach. Good people, enter and lay hold on him.
No, not a creature enters my house.
Then let your servants bring my husband forth.
Neither. He took this place for sanctuary, and it shall privilege him from your hands until I have brought him to his wits again, or lose my labor in assaying it.
I will attend my husband, be his nurse, die in his sickness, for it is my office, and will have no attorney but myself. Therefore let me have him home with me.
Be patient, for I will not let him stir till I have used all the approved means I have, like wholesome syrups, drugs, and holy prayers, to make of him a formal man again. It is a branch and parcel of mine oath, a charitable duty of my order. Therefore depart, and leave him here with me.
I will not hence, and leave my husband here. And ill it doth beseem your holiness to separate the husband and the wife.
Be quiet, and depart. You shall not have him.
Oh! 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 Complain unto the Duke of this indignity! Come, go, I will fall prostrate at his feet, and never rise until my tears and prayers have won his grace to come in person hither and take perforce my husband from the abbess.
By this, I think the dial points are sank. Anon I'm sure the Duke himself in person comes this way to the melancholy vale, the place of death and sorry execution, behind the ditches of the abbey here.
Upon what cause?
Oh. To see a reverend Circuitan Marchand, who put unluckily into this bay against the laws and statutes of this town, beheaded publicly for his offenses.
See where they come. We will behold his death.
Oh, kneel to the Duke before he pass the abbey.
Yet once again proclaim it publicly. If any friend will pay the sum for him, he shall not die. So much we tender him.
Justice, most gracious Duke, against the abbess.
She is a virtuous and a reverend lady. It cannot be that she hath done thee wrong.
May it please your grace. Antipholus, my husband, whom I made lord of me and all I had at your important letters, this ill day a fit of madness took him, that desperately he hurried through the streets, with him his bondsmen, all as mad as he, doing displeasure to the citizens by rushing in their houses, taking thence rings, jewels, anything his rage did like. Once did I get him bound and sent for home, whilst to take order for the wrongs I went, that here and there his fury had committed. Anon, I wot not by what strong escape he broke with those that had the guard of him, and with his mad attendants and himself, each one with ireful passion, with drawn swords, met us again and madly bent on us, chased us away, till raising of more aid we came again to bind them. Then they fled into this abbey, whither we pursued them. And here the abbess shuts the gates on us, and will not suffer us to enter, nor send him forth that we may bear him hence. Therefore, most gracious Duke, at thy command, let him be brought forth and borne hence for help.
Long since thy husband served me in my wars, and I to thee engaged a prince's word when thou didst make him master of thy bed, to do him all the grace and good I could. Go, some of you, knock at the abbey gate, and bid the lady abbess come to me. I will determine this before I stir.
Mistress! 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 Mistress, shift and save yourself. Prisoner and servant are both broke loose. Shifted the maids a row and bound the doctor whose beard they have singed off with brands of fire.
Oh, peace, fool! Thy master and his man are here, and that is false thou dost report.
Mistress, I tell you true, I have not breathed ever since I did see it. He cries for you, and vows, if he can take you, to scorch your face, and disfigure you! Hark, I hear him, mistress. Fly, be gone!
Come, stand by me, fear nothing. Guard with halberds.
Witness you how he is borne about invisible. Even now we house him in the abbey there, and now he's here past thought of human reason.
Justice! Most gracious Duke, oh grant me justice, even for the service that long since I did thee. Justice, sweet prince, against that woman there, she whom thou gavest me to be my wife, that hath abused and dishonored me, even in the strength and height of luxury. Beyond imagination is the wrong that she this day hath shameless thrown on me.
Unless the fear of death doth make me dote, I see my son Antipholus and DROMEO.
Discover how, and thou shalt find me just.
This day, great Duke, she shut the doors upon me, while she with harlots feasted in my house.
A grievous fault. Say, mistress, didst thou so?
No, my good lord. Myself, he, and my sister today did dine together, so befall my soul as this is false, he burdens me with all.
And ne'er may I look on day or sleep on night, but she tells your highness simple truth.
Oh, Persian woman, they are both forsworn, and it's the madman justly charged with them.
Myself, he and my sister, so befall my soul. How dare you!
Miley! I am advised what I say. Neither disturbed with the effect of wine, nor heady rash provoked with raging ire, albeit my wrongs might make one wiser mad. This woman locked me out this day from dinner. That goldsmith there, when he not packed with her, could witness it, for he was with me then, who parted with me to go fetch a chain, promising to bring it to the Porcupine, where Balthazar and I did dine together. Our dinner done, and he not coming thither, I went to seek him, in his company a gentleman. There did this perjured goldsmith swear me down that I this day of him received the chain, which God he knows I saw not, for the which he did arrest me with an officer. I did obey, and sent my peasant home for certain ducats. He with none returned, then fairly I bespoke the officer to go in person with me to my house. By the way, we met my wife, her sister, and a rabble more of vile confederates. Along with them they brought one Pinch, a hungry, lean-faced villain, a mere mountebank. Then all together they fell upon me, bound me, bore me thence, and in a dark and dankish vault at home there left me and my man, both bound together, till gnawing with my teeth my bonds in sunder, I gained my freedom, and immediately ran hither to your grace, whom I beseech to give me ample satisfaction for these deep shames and great indignities.
My lord, in truth, thus far I witnessed with him, that he dined not at home, but was locked out.
But had he such a chain of thee or no?
He had, my lord. And when he ran in here, these people saw the chain about his neck. Besides, I will be sworn in these ears of mine, heard you confess you had the chain of me after you first forswore on the march. Thereupon I drew my sword on you, and then you fled into this abbey here, from whence I think you are come by miracle.
I never came within these abbey walls, nor ever didst thou draw thy sword on me. I never saw the chain, so help me heaven! And this is false you burden me with all.
Then he...
But...
And was it...
Why, what an intricate impeach this is. I think you have all drunk of Circe's cup. If here you housed him, here he would have been. If he were mad, he would not plead so coldly. You say he dined at home, yet the goldsmith here denies that saying. Sirrah, what say you?
Sir? He dined
porcupine. Oh. He did, and from my finger snatched that ring.
'Tis true, my liege, this ring I had of her.
Saw'st thou him enter at the abbey here?
I did, my liege, as sure as I do see your grace.
Why, this is strange. Go, call the abbess hither. I think you are all mated or stark mad.
Is not your name, sir, called Antipholus? And is not this your bondman, DROMEO?
Within this hour I was his bondman, sir. But he, I thank him, knotted to my cords. Now I am DROMEO, and his man, unbound.
Why look you strange on me? You know me well.
I never saw you in my life till now.
But tell me yet, dost thou not know my voice?
Neither.
Tell me thou art my son Antipholus.
I never saw my father in my life.
But 7 years since, in Syracuse, a boy, thou knowest we parted. But perhaps, my son, thou shamest to acknowledge me in misery?
The Duke and all that know me in the city can witness with me that it is not so. I ne'er saw Syracuse in my life.
I tell thee, Syracusan, 20 years have I been patron to Antipholus, during which time he ne'er saw Syracuse. I see thy age and dangers make thee dote.
Most mighty Duke, behold a man most wrong.
What?
I see 2 husbands, or my eyes deceive me.
One of these men is genius to the other, and so of these, which is the natural man? Which the spirit? Who deciphers them?
I, sir, am DROMEO? I, sir, am DROMEO. Command him away. I, sir, am DROMEO. Pray, let me stay.
Aegean, art thou not, or else his ghost?
What? Oh, my old master! Who hath bound him here?
Whoever bound him, I will loose his bonds and gain a husband by his liberty. Speak, old Aegean, if thou be'st a man that had a wife once named Emilia, who bore thee at a burden 2 fair sons. Oh, if thou be'st the same Aegean, speak and speak unto the same Emilia.
If I dream not, thou art Amelia.
Oh!
If thou art she, tell me, where is that son that floated with thee on the fatal raft?
By men of Ephesus, he and I and the twin Dromeo were all taken up. But by and by, rude fishermen of Corinth by force took Dromeo and my son from them. Me they left with those of Ephesus. What then became of them I cannot tell. I, to this fortune you see me in.
Why? Here begins this morning's story right. These 2 Antipholuses, these 2 so like, and these 2 Dromeos. One in semblance, but for her urging of her wreck at sea, these are the parents to these 2 children, which are accidentally met together. Antipholus, thou camest from Corinth first?
No, sir, not I. I came from Syracuse.
Stay, stand apart. I know not which is which.
I came from Corinth, my most gracious lord.
And I with him.
Which
of you two did dine with me today? And are you not my husband?
No, I say nay to And so say I! Yet she did call me so. And this fair gentlewoman, her sister here, did call me brother. What I told you then, I hope I shall have leisure to make good. If this be not a dream I see and hear.
That, sir, is the chain which you had of me.
I think it be, sir. I deny it not. And you, sir, for that chain, arrested me.
I think I did, sir. I deny it not.
I sent you money to be your bail by Dromeo here, but I think he brought it not.
No, none by me.
This purse of ducats I received from you, and Dromeo, my man, did bring them me. I see we still did meet each other's man. I was ta'en for him and he for me, and thereupon these errors are arose. These ducats pawn I for my father here.
It shall not need. Thy father hath his life.
Monsieur, I must have this item.
There, take it. And much thanks for my good cheer.
Renowned Duke, vouchsafe to take the pains to go with us into the abbey here, and hear at large discourse to all our fortunes, and all who are assembled in this place, who by this sympathized one day's error have suffered wrong, go keep us company, and we shall make full satisfaction. 33 years have I but gone in travail of you, my sons. Until this present hour, my heavy burden ne'er delivered. The Duke, my husband, and my children both, and you, the calendars of their nativity, go to a gossip's feast and go with me. After so long grief, such festivity.
With all my heart, I'll gossip at this.
Master? Shall I fetch your stuff from shipboard?
To me he speaks. I am your master, Dromeo. Come, go along. We'll look to that anon. Embrace thy brother there. Rejoice with him.
There's a fair friend at your master's house that kitchened me for you today at dinner. She now shall be my sister, not my wife.
Methinks you are my glass and not my brother. I can see by you I am a sweet-faced youth. Will you walk to see their gossiping?
Not I. You are my elder. That is a question.
How shall we try it?
We'll draw cuts for the senior. Till then, thou lead first.
Nay. Then thus. We came into this world as brother and brother. Now let's go hand in hand, not one before another. You forgot the pot.